Hi guys, and welcome to another video. In this video I want to address a question I had read recently from a mother of a 1-year-old about how kids want or don't want something. And when I say kids, I mean from her perspective, newborns and babies less than a year old. So her point of view when asking these questions, why are you saying your baby wants or doesn't want something? Because at this point, baby doesn't know what they want or need, and is the life of the mother just based around avoiding baby cries at all costs or not? My point of view after 4 years and 2 babies is that babies are they are a person, although not fully developed, but yet a person in a body that can't do anything. So watching a young person in a baby body should not be much different than watching a very old person in a body with dysfunctions, or a person of any age but with certain bodily dysfunction. In example, if at this age I break my leg and I cannot do my basic bodily functions for a month or 2, I don't want to be treated differently than I was before I break my leg or after I recover. You see the point? So if we take a time span of 100 years in which a lifetime occurs, right? Having a person being very immobile in the first year and still not be having control over basic bodily functions in the first 4 or 5 years, it is almost nothing to the whole time span from that period till 100 years of life, right? So this is why I encourage approaching to a young child or to a baby as if it is a person anywhere in between, right? So if we address this to a person who doesn't understand our language yet, cannot communicate what's wrong, and there is no logic employed because they are learning about logical things later on in childhood. The base of their happenings at the moment is bodily discomfort, whether it is from being hungry, being full, being thirsty, being sleepy, sleeping too much, being hot or cold in their clothes, and being amused or stressed by anything. So discomfort can occur mainly around these things. And aside of communicating discomfort, they may communicate fear, like, I feel abandoned. I don't know that you'll be back if you leave me. Of course, you're going to the toilet, but they don't know what the toilet is and where are you going and why are you abandoning them and for how long it's going to happen. They have no concepts like that. So basically, whether we interpret these things as the baby wants me to hold him all the time or the baby doesn't want me to leave him when I go to the toilet, it is not relevant. What is relevant is to communicate this, to answer to the communicated fear or discomfort that they are alarming us about, because we are the only person, caretakers. It doesn't matter if it's a mom or dad, any grown-up or sibling or whatever. The caretaker at the moment is the only person who can respond to that cry or to that discomfort and so on. So basically what I'm trying to say, it is irrelevant if we say a baby wants or a baby needs me or a baby doesn't want me to do this and therefore I'll stop. It looks like the baby is dictating what are we going to do, but when we are a caretaker, it is our main goal, the baby to be taken care of. And it is not a battle of the ego to state this is what they want, so I won't give them to them, but because I'm the person who says who needs to do what and so on. I'm not trying to advocate doing everything and only what the baby wants and needs. Sometimes there will be discomforts that they have to go through, like maybe they don't want to sit in the car seat, but it's safer to have them in the car seat and holding them in your arms. So they have to be exposed to this discomfort, and eventually they will learn after repetition that it is nothing of what they were afraid about was true, and they had nothing to be afraid about. We are all individual, and we all have individual needs and desires and ways of perceiving reality, and so do our children. So basically, there will be children that have no troubles with having a bit of discomfort, and there will be children that will find basic things like this discomfortable for 5 more years. So the individual approach is something that we have to guarantee to each child. Even if we have like 5 children, they are all different. We cannot expect each of them to have the same impression from every of the situations they are in. If my first baby had no troubles sitting in the car seat, but my second baby after 2 years still thinks we're abandoning and tying him up when he's in the car seat, that's just their individual approach, and it has to be accommodated as such. We cannot expect, especially young people who still don't know enough about reality and about how the world functions, to say, okay, I have to not feel abandoned in the car seat because this is safe, is how it's done. You cannot expect that kind of logic, and if you do, you will be disappointed in your child. And if you are disappointed in your child for things that you could have prevented your disappointment with, then that will manifest in how you treat your child. So the next time they disappoint you about something that is not preventable and that should be addressed as a disappointment, you might be saying, because you have been disappointed so many times with their, car seat example, instead of addressing that disappointment only, you might go and address every disappointment, the build-up disappointment in you with that child. And you might say things like, you always disappoint me, or this is so expected for you to disappoint me, and then brand their self-image as a person who always disappoints other people. And you don't want to go there. You don't want to have that kind of consequences over your child just because you didn't entertain a perception of your child as when they were younger, right? So these are my 5 cents to encourage you to entertain various perception of the reality of your children. Just having empathy with them Yes, it feels like manipulation. You go to the loo or you go to eat and they cry, and you spend an hour to put them down in their crib, and they spend like 5 minutes there and then they're awake again, and you don't want to hold them or feed them to sleep because you don't want to spend the next 5 years doing that. But whatever your decisions are, just try to empathize with a person who doesn't know much about your reality, cannot understand anything of what you try to tell them about your reality, and is in a body that they cannot use yet. So I guess empathy for the newborns will help us not to perceive what they want and need as manipulation. Hope this inspires you to think further and to explore your limits of empathy with newborns. Bye bye.